coming to you.
Good afternoon, Adna. Of course. Stop. Of course, I'm not going to repeat how proud we are that you are an inspiration to us. And I've seen you for the first time in the Netherlands when you started to fundraise for the same hospital that we were talking about. I think it's about 15 years, 20 years ago, as a young Somali teenager. And of course, coming back, I always come back to Somaliland. I've been to many times to Somaliland, Hargeisa International Book Fair, and it's amazing the work that you are doing for Somaliland, for young people, for Somali people, and just for us, a young generation, you are an inspiration to us. But there are two things that I'm waiting for. That is a future-long film about you and your work and your life, which is much richer than the hospital. And the second thing is your biography and autobiography. So where is these two things coming? and the third thing is just a big challenge for us. What can we do? How can we support you? How can you support your hospital and your struggle for Somaliland health?
The gentleman at the back. Can you pass the mic on to the gentleman at the back?
Hi, my name's Lee, from Berbera, where we're all from.
Yes.
And
Mohammed Hindi family.
Real Mohammed Hindi.
Your grandfather was a friend of my father and of my grandfather as well.
I think we go a long way. Okay, so very quickly, I missed a bit, but how do you fund the project? I mean, there's got to be a something to grow.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. If I answer Ayan, I have been wanting to write my memoirs for a long time, because I think there's a lot that I can, leave behind to learn from my mistakes. Boy, God knows I've made enough mistakes. And if anybody's going to learn from my life experience, I think I owe it to humanity, because I had no role models. I had no blueprint to follow. I just followed my heart. One day I'll find time. Right now, I'm too busy fighting. I'm like a firefighter. There's an emergency here. Today, my emergency is an X-ray. How many calls I had this morning? About 4 or 5. We bought an X-ray machine, and they forgot to send us the developer. And the technician is there, and he has nothing to fix. He has nothing to set up. So I'm going through a nightmare. How I'm going to fix that, I don't know, but I've got to find a way, because I've got nobody to run to and say, help me fix it. How can we support? Well, don't let me take credit for everything that's happening out there. I'm just one little clock in the wheel. Great Britain gave me all the beds in the maternity ward. All the cots in the maternity ward were donated by your taxpayers, donated by the British Embassy. The teaching department, the mannequins I use, for the equipment we use to train students came from you. The operating theater lights that we use to operate came from Britain. The Americans built the outpatients for us. Not only built it physically, and just gave me the key, so I didn't have to fight with the carpenter and the mason and so on. They fixed it, they built it, and they handed it over. Denmark gave me the generator I use, a 45 kVA generator that we use as a backup electricity, because we have blood, we have vaccines, we have sterilizers, we have surgery in the middle of the night, so we need power all the time. That came from Denmark. We have our premature baby incubators. Now they're old and we've replaced them. Our first 2 came from Holland. So this has been a world support. We also have people from the community itself who've helped us. I have a water tanker that brings 2 tanker loads of water a day. That was donated by the Habshir. We have a well today, because when France decorated me and gave me the Legion of Honor, there was a grant, and I used that grant to build to dig a well. So today I have a wealth thanks to thanks to France. That's why on my website I say Vive la France. Because La France also was the first country that gave me schooling in Djibouti. French was my first language, my first foreign language. So it has been a world support that brought us to here. How do I keep it running? God only knows. Because half the time we're $10, $11, $9,000 in the red at the end of the month. Because we feed our patients, we have medicines to buy, we have bills to pay, we have things to fix, and we just do the best we can. We have shops on the road that we rent, the rent goes to the hospital, my pension goes to the hospital, I get invited to lecture in various institutions and I get an honorarium, I get contracts and I bring it back home. We rent our hall, our conference room, we rent out. I even hire out my car. I never thought I would ever have to do that. But I need to, because if I'm out here, my car had better be earning some money, because we need it. That's why I take the bus, and I don't have a limousine to pick me up from the airport as I used to in the old days. That's why I don't have a designer bag. I don't have a Gucci. I don't have a diamond. I don't have all the things that I used to have. I'm happy buying something from the local market. Okay, it's $10. There was a time I used to go to Rome and have my shoes made, and we spend about $800 or $900. And my comment usually is, even then, when I have $800 worth of shoes, compared to my $10 shoes today, both times I just walked on, can I say the word? On dog poop. So you just do what you have to do. But when I'm gone, you guys will have to keep an eye on it. Because it's your donations that help us buy supplies. It's the consumables. Beds are there, cupboards are there, equipment is there. But it's the gauze, it's the gloves, it's the disinfectants, it's the detergents, it's the salaries. 107 people get a salary from the hospital. I have 107 people I pay salaries to. I'm the only one who is paying to be there to do a job. So find your way, talk to your heart, and not only my hospital, there are other hospitals that need help as well. So wherever you think your donation would be most useful, I think respond to it. Because the person who's helped in one corner of the Horn is still my person. It's still my Somali person. We are the person who's hurting in Kismayo, at the end of the day, is a Somali person. It's my person.